Hey everybody, I decided to do a different video than my usual update videos, and I felt compelled to do so because I've been noticing a lot of people focusing on negative stuff that's happening in their lives. And nobody's life is perfect. Some people seem like their life is perfect, and that's probably because they focus more on the positive than the negative. I myself have been negative plenty of times in my life. I'm guilty of that. But since I have started focusing on all of the positive things that I do have, I've noticed a huge difference. It's like night and day. And so I thought that I would talk about that. I know that there's a lot of judgment within the LGBTQ community, and I find that really sad. For a minority group that's seeking acceptance from everybody else, I just find it really strange that they're tearing each other down within the same community when they're fighting for the same thing. So I feel like a lot of that is because we're focusing on negative things, or that we're just not willing to accept people that we just can't tolerate. I know that everybody has their own tolerance levels for anybody in their life. They don't have to be gay or straight or, whatever. There's people that I just can't stand talking to. There's people I see somewhere in public and I try to avoid them just because I personally know that I can't handle being around them. It's not to the point where I feel like I need to be upfront asshole and say like, hey, go screw yourself. I don't like you. I can't stand you. And I think a lot of people, they just want to say it. They don't care how they might hurt that person's feelings or whatever. But bullying or belittling somebody is just unacceptable in my opinion. Because like I said, there's people I can't stand. But I just kind of avoid them, and then there's no issue. There's no confrontation. There's no hurt feelings. And I think that it's easier to focus on the positive things and moving toward where I do want to be and the people that I do want to surround myself with. So I think that that's one little tip that I think some people could possibly use, because we all know that the trans community has a very high suicide rate. And I would hate to find out that I was the reason for somebody killing themselves. Like, if they were already depressed and to that level where they wanted to end their lives, and I was an asshole to them and it just pushed them over the edge, I would struggle very hard with forgiving myself for such a horrible, hateful thing like that. So I just try to focus on the positive as much as I can in situations where I can't stand somebody. I think that would be really great within our little community that's already fighting for a good cause. I feel like, we need to just focus on that. And another thing I wanted to bring up is when we compare ourselves with others and we have these certain expectations for ourselves or the way that our life is going to go, and when we compare ourselves to others and it doesn't quite turn out, we tend to focus on the negative some more. Like, why can't it be easy? It looks like that guy had it easy. Why won't it work like that for me? My life sucks. And you see how it could just be a downward spiral. So I feel like when you compare yourself with others, it breaks you down more because you're a completely different person than they are. We all have completely different genetic makeups. There's no way that we can be exactly like somebody else. And there's no way that we should want to either. Why not be yourself and let yourself shine? We have these gender roles that society tends to put on us, and these assumptions that they feel like we should act this way or we should act that way because we are this way or that way. It's like masculine versus feminine. They feel like if you're a guy, you should be masculine. And there's plenty of cisgendered guys that are feminine, and they let their femininity show. They're not afraid to show it. I feel like we don't need to conform to society's views, and that's the whole reason why there's closed-minded, ignorant people out there, is because they're raised to think that there's just this guideline of black and white, and we have to follow that. And I feel like that's where a lot of the bullying that's happening nowadays is coming from. I feel like it's because these children were raised to think that way, and they need more of a broader perspective to see that it's okay for a cisgendered straight man to allow himself to be vulnerable and be feminine. And it's okay for a cisgendered female to act masculine and butch. And that's okay, because we all have our strengths and we all have our talents. And there's no reason to tear somebody down because they don't fit in this little box. And so something else I wanted to talk about is working toward our goals. If there's something that we're not happy about ourselves, we need to set a goal. And, if you have to write it down, do that so you have a visual. But write it down. Write down what you need to accomplish in order to achieve those goals. If you have to save money or do some research online, figure out what you have to do to get it done and work toward that. Don't procrastinate. I also am guilty of procrastinating and putting stuff off, and it gets you nowhere at all. And though you may see slow results, when you start doing something, you still see results. When you procrastinate and put things off, nothing's changing, and you're going to continue to be depressed or upset that you're not where you want to be. But you have to make that step and work toward it. Also, don't listen to negativity around you. If you're working toward that goal and you know that that's what you want and that's what will make you happy, who cares what somebody else thinks? Even if it's relatives or mentors or teachers, what have you. If somebody's trying to tear you down, then they're clearly not happy with their life. They need to focus on them. So don't listen to negativity. Work on yourself. And nothing comes easy. It doesn't. Anything that's worth having will take a little bit of time to get. It's not just going to happen overnight. I know that a lot of things in the media lately with other trans individuals, it seems to have changed everything overnight. Magically, your transition is perfect, and things don't work that way. And I think that a lot of people have that misconceived notion that it should happen really quick, so things will be fixed all of a sudden and it'll be great. And things don't work that way. And it can get a little discouraging at times. But keep that goal in mind, keep working toward it, and don't let that negativity pull you down. And you'll see changes eventually, and you'll accomplish those goals, and then your confidence level is just going to boost up even more because you accomplished something, you made it happen, and you got yourself there. So I just want to make this video, and hopefully it helps encourage some of you to get out there, do what you want to do, make yourself happy, and focus on the positive. Surround yourself with positive, not negative. And hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video.